What's up everybody, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel once again, and welcome to a review that I've been meaning to get to for literally several months. So sorry for the delay, and today I'm happy to talk about the Orchid Texture Paste from Gerson Co. So if you've been around for a while, you'll know that I reviewed their Tropics Matte Clay twice, actually, the original and then the reformulation. And this is a newer addition to their lineup. This is meant to be a strong-holding featherweight product that works for all hair types, but is exceptionally good for finer hair types because it's so lightweight. It's meant to provide big old volume and, you know, strong hold that lasts all day. It's also infused with charcoal, so it is meant to do a little bit of what am I doing? Cleansing of the scalp, removing excess sebum and that sort of stuff, but we'll get more into that in a minute. First I gotta open up my booch, because I'm thirsty. Why, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. So let's crack into this bitch. Well, that was underwhelming. And get started. Oh, I got the bubbles. So starting out, as usual, with packaging and pricing. Hey, it's right side up, sweet. This one's gonna come in your pretty standard 4-ounce or 100 ml amber plastic jar. This one has a kind of gray and silvery labeling scheme on there. I really like the artwork on the lid. We've got the orchid itself going on there. And as far as the labeling around the side, you know, we have the ingredients on one side, and then on the other we have high texture, matte finish, easy washout, easy application, and feather weight. And as far as the price, this is, you know, once again, it's coming from Singapore, and it clocks in at $23.69 US, and that is including the tax. So that's, you know, I feel like that's a pretty standard homebrew price for this amount of product. The scent, they're just calling it Black Orchid. So let's nose in. Oh, bitch!
I didn't like any of that.
Yeah, it fucks me up pretty good. It smells great. It's very clean, a little sweet, a little floral, as you would expect from a, you know, it's called Black Orchid. But yeah, I mean, clean is the best way I can describe it. And it is very lightweight, so once you get into the hair, you don't smell it anymore, so it's certainly not gonna, you know, clash if you're wearing a fragrance or anything. Very quickly through the ingredients, this is, as you might expect, I mean, most pastes are, this is water-based, so we've got water in the first spot there. Then we have Candelilla wax, and then our best boy, Kaolin Clay. That was real weird. I might not use that. Peg 40 hydrogenated castor oil, apricot kernel oil, cedaryl alcohol, cedaryl glucoside, castor seed oil, bentonite clay as well, fragrance, and then your preservatives and activated charcoal at the bottom. So there's not much activated charcoal in here. Now, in terms of just some specs on this, it does say for the best result to work a dime-sized amount between your palms and apply on blow-dried hair, comb or shape your hair into desired style, restyle anytime, use more if needed. So y'all know I'm a dry hair styling boy, so that works out great for me. But first, let's take a quick look inside the jar at the product itself. So the jar does come with one of these kind of freshness, I don't know what these are called, freshness lids, I don't know. And then below that, you can see the product itself. So it does have a kind of waxy appearance. Of course, it is gray from that charcoal added in there. And as far as the scoop and the breakdown, it is very smooth and creamy and easy to scoop, easy to break down. And it does have a bit of a sticky, waxy feel to it. So I would advise, you know, don't break it down for 10 minutes. Like, don't... Because if you do that, then it's gonna just start to dry in your hands. You really, like, you can just... That's it. Just like emulsify it a little bit, it stays nice and creamy, and then work it in. So speaking of working it in, let's move over to the demo footage. So here we are, we're starting out with, you guessed it, freshly washed and blow-dried hair, pre-styled with just a little bit of 25 spray for smoothing like I always do. And the first thing we're gonna do is to forget to remove the freshness lid, so remove that first, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab a dime-sized scoop, emulsify that briefly between the fingers, and then just straight in. So I will say, as a coarse-haired person, this definitely does have some tack. It's got some tug and pull at application. It's certainly not the worst that I've ever used. But just be aware, if you have a hair type similar to mine, it does have a little bit of stickiness going on. But with that being said, if you use my patented rake and shake method, it's really not bad at all. And it really only takes like 30 seconds to get it worked into your hair, and then like bang, your style is there. The stronghold kicks in immediately, and it definitely lives up to that like featherweight weight. It's very light, so it's very easy to get some big old volume in. So I can't imagine that this would work quite well for those of you with finer hair who oftentimes struggle to work in big old volume. I think I just said big old volume way too many times, but moving on. So here we are with a closer look at the final style, and yeah, it's matte, it's highly textured, it's volumed, and yeah, I mean, I'd say we're looking pretty great. And as you see, you know, I've got it in right now. And so I will say, after it has dried and fully set into the hair for about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes maybe, the stickiness goes away, and now it's much easier to get your fingers through should you need to restyle or anything throughout the day. Now, in terms of endurance on this, yeah, it lasts all day. It is strong without... I mean, it does exactly what it says. It's very strong without wearing your hair down at all. So this is me here at the end of the day, and we look, you know, pretty much the same. And this is one of those kind of products that even, like, you could sleep on it and the next morning just kind of like, you know, ruffle your hair around and it's still going to look great. It does not get greasy at all. And in terms of washout, yeah, piece of cake. Put a little water in there. Hang on. No. I'm trying to learn how to do the, like, Dr. Cox whistle. I'll get there eventually. But yeah, a little water and straight out. So yeah, overall thoughts on the Gerson Company Orchid Texture Paste. Stuff is great. If you have coarse hair like me, it can be a little bit dry if you use too much. So like today, I literally just some, you know, like I said, pre-styled with 25 for smoothing, and just that one small dime-sized scoop is plenty to keep my hair in place, and it doesn't, you know, it keeps it from feeling too matte or too dry. But I have, you know, in my testing gone in with additional scoops, and for me with my coarse wavy hair texture, that does lead to just more tug and pull and more of a dry feeling in the hair that lasts longer. Like later in the day or the next day, it starts to feel softer again. So just be aware that it packs a punch. You don't need to use a lot. As I mentioned before, I do think that this will be extra good and perform very well for those of you with finer, straighter hair types. And yeah, it does everything it says. It's very light, it's matte, it's very strong holding. I mean, yeah. Does the charcoal really feel like it cleanses my scalp? I don't know, maybe, because like I said, if I sleep on this, the next day my hair isn't quite as greasy as it normally is in a second day unwashed scenario. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty stellar product. I love the scent, and yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people love the Tropics Matte Clay, myself included, and so if you like that, I think you will definitely like this as well. So that wraps things up for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me while I've still been like working a lot of extra hours and stuff, and I'm just fucking exhausted when I get home, so it's hard to keep up with a weekly video schedule. So thanks for your patience, especially thanks to if other brands are watching. Thanks for your patience as well, because my backlog of reviews now is massive, and I feel really bad about being late. So if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all the upcoming content. I have a shitload of reviews to get to, as well as, you know, a bunch of other stuff that I want to get to as well. So all that's coming down the line. And as always, thank you so much for coming by and watching. And we'll see y'all at the next one.